Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. How are you? Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room, a Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here and follow me on my sewing journey. And I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle or tidy or organize or whatever it is you want to do. Let's say good morning to Frito. She's hiding behind the laptop stand here. There she is. Good morning, baby girl. You know to get into place, don't you? Good morning, everybody in the chat. Love to see y'all here. That's great. Oh, we had a very busy weekend. Very, very busy. I hope you guys got some sewing done. I got some stitching and some cutting. Here you go. There's two of those. Yeah, you sweet girl. This is Frito, spelled with a T. Sounds like a D because I'm lazy. There we go. Oh, you found your ruler and your fabric from the Gulf Coast trip. Fantastic, Connie. I hate stuff when stuff grows legs. You want a stick? There you go. Go brush your teeth. Okay, bye-bye. We'll see you later. Have a great day, my friend. She's so sweet. I found the plastic corrugated spacer that goes in my 8x8 dime hoop. That was nice. I was afraid I had thrown it away accidentally. So sounds like everybody had good stuff happening. Oh, good. No sewing, birthday parties. Y'all, life does get in the way of our stitching, doesn't it? That's okay. We can do that. Keith and I went to a really nice event yesterday. There's a little town near me called St. Hedwig, Texas. And it's probably, I don't know, halfway between me and where I am and maybe Universal City. So southeast of San Antonio. And they have an American Legion there. And we've wanted to change our membership from the Legion and Converse to St. Hedwig for 2 decades and haven't done it. But we went yesterday and everybody was very nice. They were having a fundraiser dinner plate thing and they played bingo and they had a silent auction and it was really nice. We really enjoyed ourselves. It's so funny, the how we ended up there. I was behind a lady in the grocery store. She was putting these big plates of cookies on the conveyor belt. And I'll talk to a stump, y'all. And so I said, oh, where are you taking those cookies? I want to go there too. And I would call her, she's not a quilter, but she's one of us, you know? And she says, oh, this is for the auxiliary, and we're having a deal this weekend. And she starts telling me all about it for the American Legion. She's real active in the auxiliary, which is for the spouses. And I said, oh, that sounds interesting. She says, we're having a thing on Sunday. Why don't you come out? And she invited us. I told Keith. And so we went. So we really enjoyed ourselves and had a great time. And it was very, very well attended. So I like to see that. But everybody, you know, from 3-year-olds to 93-year-olds were there. And it's great. I really enjoy being around folks like that are members of the Legion, because it just, you know, it's where we live right now. There's not a lot of military or prior military, but it's where you can all congregate together, and we are all cut from the same cloth, it seems. And so you're around people that you just, I don't know, they're like family. Military is just family no matter where you go. So that's really, really nice. We really enjoyed that. Okay. Oh, you made the last Liberty Box quilt for a fundraiser for the veterans. Very nice, Diana. That's fantastic. Good. There was a red, white, and blue quilt there. It was probably, lap size or so. Not larger than a wall hanging, but smaller. I don't know. Let me guess. Maybe 45 by 55 or 45 by 60. It wasn't real big. Y'all, it was in the silent auction and there was only a $25 bid on that. And that just broke my heart, because there's more than $25 worth of fabric in there for sure. It was a beautiful quilt. And it said Quilt of Valor. I don't know if it was or not. I don't know that. Oh, Scotty Dog's got it running in the kitchen. We have a virtual kitchen. All kinds of goodies in there. I'll have to wander in when I get off here. You're in the right place. If you are new, welcome. Let us know in the chat if you're new. I have a sunshine committee wandering around in the back somewhere that will be happy to welcome you on your way in. Hit the thumbs up button. And if you're watching on your TV, grab the TV remote and hit the channel up button. That's a thumbs up as well. I appreciate that so much. So Lynn's making a red, white, and blue quilt from Angela Walters. Awesome. Awesome. I actually reached out to Quilting as My Therapy Saturday morning to see about stopping there, because on our trip this summer, we will be traveling through Kansas City, and she's in Liberty, just right near Kansas City, just outside of there. And so I reached out to them to see if I could do at least a meet and greet and a store tour to show you all around their shop. That would be fun. But so hopefully I hear back from them this week. That'll be good. Yeah, you're new. Hi, Joanna. Awesome. You're working on cutting the quilted snowman. Good for you. Welcome. I'm glad you joined us. I'm working on the quilted snowman as well. I got ahead, real far ahead, and so I haven't touched it in a couple of months, but it is in the queue for sure. Let me get a swig of my coffee. Okay. Oh, good. She says, I love Liberty, Missouri. Cute little town. Can't wait. And so we're going to be traveling from Manhattan, Kansas through Kansas City. And the plan was to head to Missouri Star. So we're heading for Hamilton, and I got to pass by there. So why not, right? Just driving right by it. I'd love to meet her. I took several of Angela's Craftsy classes when I was bound and determined to do free motion quilting, which was a laugh, but it was money well spent. I got a lot of experience realizing I'm not a free motion quilter. And that's why I have robotics on the long arm, you guys. That's what I'm doing. Oh, and Blaine Austin from Sewing Machines Plus reached out to me this weekend to set up. They're going to do SewFest. SMP SewFest is the 8th through that first week, the week of the 8th of September. We'll say that. So I am going to be on SewFest with the King Quilter at 1 p.m. Pacific. So that's 11 for us. No, 3 for us. I got to work that out. 11 Pacific, 1 for me. That's what it was. That's what it was. 11 Pacific. So early on the Pacific coast. So, yep. Oh, Diane says, yay, love SMP. Yeah, I do too. That's going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. So, yep. Cindy says, I can't FMQ either. That's why I have robotics. That's okay. You know, we know our limitations and we're okay with it. So my shirt today, a good day starts with quilting. You might have seen this before. This is from Bee Inspired Tees. I have a link below in the description box, and she gives the link down there is 15% off. So that's really cool too. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Yeah, so lots of stuff going on here. I spent a lot of time cutting this weekend. Now, the stitching that I did get done was for 4 more. Is that right? Or 2 more? 2 more or 4 more? I can't remember. Stars for, I think I got them out of order, for the Firm Foundations quilt pattern. These are the Ohio Star blocks that go on top of the churches. So I got these done. I know I did this one this weekend. Yep, turned out just beautiful. I'm getting good at these. I have 6 more to go, so 3 more churches to go. It's one of those things where they're all cut. I just have to sit down and set my little watch lady and knock them out. So I'd like to have this quilt finished, bound, before we leave for the big trip in July. We'll see. I don't know. I've got a lot going on between now and then. So it's just a matter of how much I apply myself. I also am, I'm not going to say behind, but I am on schedule with the Vintage Christmas. Let me put this over here. Vintage Christmas from Lori Holt. That's a sew along that's happening with the Fat Quarter Shop. If you're following along with them, I got too many pairs of glasses here. Let me put these up here with the remote. So in May, they've got a little schedule that you're supposed to be doing. I have a link to this below as well. And this is an old pattern. I think this pattern is probably 13 or 14 years old, but they're just kind of, you know, running it through the ringer again for anybody who wants to make it to kind of keep you up. Betsy's behind on vintage Christmas. Easy to do, very easy to do. That is one of those things, again, it's about discipline, y'all. You just have to set your little watch lady or a timer for 15 minutes and cut something. So that's what I did yesterday. This month for May is the little white chapel block, mistletoe block, Mary mug, and the mitten. So I'll show you those blocks. I didn't stitch them, but I got 3 of them cut. So I am using my Easy Stacks. Very, very handy to do that. Let me get past the little reindeer that got finished. Okay, so the little white, let me see if they have a final picture of it so I don't show the measurements. No, they don't. Okay, so let me just use a piece of fabric here. All right, so the little white chapel block, that's that one. Very, very cute. Just adorable. And because I'm doing 3 blocks at a time and my alpha biddies, I only have so many alpha biddies, right? I am using the little beads that, you know, little kids will make bracelets out of with pins. I bought 1 package of those and there's a gazillion of them in there. I got them on Amazon, but you can get them at like Michael's, right? So there is the chapel cut with all of the letters on the beads. So this is how I keep myself going. As long as something is cut, I know I can sit down when I have a few minutes and get some stitching done for that. So there's that one. And then here is the mistletoe block. I got that one cut as well. I love the Easy Stacks. Now, these are designed for 8.5 by 11 papers. They fit in certain Yazzie bags. Is fantastic. And I'll show you guys how I keep myself organized. I have a whole, if you can, I don't know if you can see them or not. Let me point this down. There's a bunch of Yazzie bags in between. They're all falling all over each other. In between those 2 shelving units underneath my long arm. So they contain all of the quilts that are in the works right now. So they're not like willy-nilly all over my my room. So let me show you the mistletoe block so you can see what it looks like. That one was really cute. That'll be easy. Is that, oh, no, maybe, no, that's the Mary mug. The one that I just showed you is the Mary mug. And this is cute. Now, I don't have all of this fabric. Yeah, you can get your beads at Walmart, Jane. You're absolutely right. Y'all can do that. Hi, Carol Ann from Australia. Thanks for joining us. It's easy to get behind on vintage Christmas. It's a beast. It is a beast, right? So on mine, I love these Easy Stacks. I have these on Amazon. They're in my Amazon store, you guys, because they have a little tab at the bottom and I write in pencil. So it says Mary Mug and what page it's on. So that tells me what block I'm working on, right? And then they just stack and they're in. I need to get ahead on my cutting is what I need to do for sure. Michelle was texting me this weekend and they're traveling in their motorhome. And she said, it's great sewing and everything when they're traveling, but cutting is a pain. So she recommended to get some cutting done before you travel. I'm going to take her advice. So I will get all of the, I will get all of Prairie Home cut before we get going. And same for the quilted Christmas tree. We're making that as well. So I've got a quilt project and embroidery project we're going to be doing while I'm on the road. So 3 quilts to the long armor today. Yay, Judy. Good for you. Awesome, Margaret. This is good, good, good. Yep. She got the Yazzie bag and the trays from my site. They're great. You're welcome. I'm glad you did. If you use my link to buy Yazzie bags, they are 10% off. So that's awesome, right? That is just awesome. So, all right. And then the mistletoe block, that one is all cut. That was fairly simple. Now, all of my fabric, you guys, I want to show you. Let me get, so this is how I'm doing it because I have loads of Lori Holt fabric. I have some of the fabric that goes in this quilt originally from a finishing kit I bought But let me put this up here. If you notice, so look at the pink and the green and the yellow, and then that center square plaid. Okay. So this is what I did. It's not the same fabric. Okay. It's not the same. The only one that's the same is that pink center square, but it's close. So that's how I'm using their picture guides to help me choose my colors, because I can't choose fabric colors. It's the way it is. I have many gifts. That is not one of them, and I'm okay with that. That's just it. Like I say, I know my limitations. Now I need to cut the mitten. I don't have the mitten done yet. Then I can get a little bit of sewing done, hopefully. So, okay. Let me put these over here and put the book back where it goes over here in my little pattern stand. I didn't tell you guys about it, but last week I finished and made up, I videoed it and I can't find it. The door hanger from the Bella box. Welcome to my happy place. I made it. It turned out absolutely adorable. Look at that. This was very easy. This was a very easy stitch up because it doesn't have any fancy, stuff or anything, but it turned out absolutely adorable. So if you've got the sewing, what's it called? Sewing something Bella box. It's the one with the clock in it. This is in there. I really, really enjoyed that. All right. So cute. I know, Elizabeth. So are the new redesigned Yazzie bags linked? No, they are not, Cindy. They're not. They are in the process of production right now in India. So Yasmita was very happy that India has been opted out of the tariffs. Yay for us, right? Keep the prices down. So she's real happy about that. She was kind of afraid. So y'all, normally with the Bella boxes, so Sophie said she heard they are sold out. What about the rope bowl? The rope bowl is made. You missed that one, Betty Boop? I have my applique pieces in it. It turned out adorable. Yeah. So yeah, the Bella box is sold out, and usually they'll have a bunch left over that they'll sell throughout the year. And they want, as an influencer, they asked me, would you make these projects on your channel so that people can see how it's done, or you can promote them or whatever, right? Just to continually promote the Bella boxes until they sell out. Well, this Bella box sold out right away. And so they reached back out and said, we have more stuff we want you to promote, because you don't need to promote that anymore. Those are good. Those are gone. But that's a good thing. Good thing. Okay. I just got started. This is 2 more of the Ohio Stars for the Firm Foundations quilt. Those are ready to go. I also did a little work on the quilt behind me. This is the Brightly sampler, and it's a hot mess on my design board. Ignore that. But I did get the first 2 rows sewn together with their sashing. So those are good. Those are ready to go. Okay. Now I need to get the bottom 2 rows, or did I do the 3rd row? Oh, I did all 3 rows. I need to get the bottom 2 rows sewn together with their sashing, and then get the horizontal sashing put into it. So any tips on how to cut fabric with a broken dominant arm? Yes. Quilty friends. I couldn't do it. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Let's see here. If you guys have questions for me, it will make it easier for me to see them. If you put like a bunch of question marks right in front of your question, then it might catch my eye. No promises on 100%, but I will try. So just FYI. Alrighty, I did not get any work done at all on Prairie Home. They did just put out on the 15th of the month the cutting guide for May. Okay, they put out the cutting guide for May. So, That's these 3 blocks. I have been busy. I know. I try to stay busy all weekend, y'all. I try to be productive. Isn't that cute little pumpkin? Do you need enthusiasts for the June 1st cruise? No, you do not. You do not. You're good. You can bring your laptop if you want, so you can follow along with me to see how things were digitized. But after the first hour of my class, then we're just all going to stitch the thing. You sent me an email about the cutaway, Jackie. Okay. So last week I did a steam test, a shrink test on the Bro Thread no-show mesh cutaway, and it worked fantastic. So I have that linked below underneath the links for the Autumn Love. And I steamed the fire out of it and it did not shrink. Okay. So I'm going to be doing that. Jackie, I can't scan and cut. Could I please replan? I don't understand what you're asking, sweetheart. Let's see. All right. So, today, let's see. So I also spent a considerable amount of time. I think I took all that apart. I shot a video that's going to drop next Monday. Okay. And it's going to tell you how to use the embroidery design that comes on here. If you have a brother or a baby lock machine, how to tell the machine which line is going to be for the applique for the cut file, how to send that to your scan and cut with how to send that to your scan and cut using the My Connection feature. And then also, if you don't have the My Connection feature, but you've got a scan and cut and you've got a brother or a baby lock, show you how to identify those cut lines on the embroidery design. You can save them to a USB and take that to your scan and cut out the shapes, and they fit perfectly. So I did a video for that, and I got it edited yesterday and uploaded to YouTube, and it's going to drop next Monday while I'm on the cruise. So what am I going to use for the stabilizer for the Autumn Love, Dawn? I'm using Bro Threads no-show mesh. I have it linked below in the description box. That's the stabilizer that I did a shrink test on with you guys last Wednesday, and it does not shrink. Okay. No. So Janet is asking, you have the Autumn Love sewing pattern. Will I be showing how to snap-applique that pattern? No, ma'am, I will not. You can go through my Happy Halloween Ghost, and that will show you how to snap-applique a quilting pattern, a sewing version. Okay. So that video is going to be very helpful. So you need to have a brother or a baby lock. So a lot of people have a baby lock machine, and the baby lock, you can go through and change your thread colors on there's the button to change that. You need to be able to do that. And then you can identify the cut file for the placement line and save it to a USB. And it saves to a different format. If you want to poke around with that, the format it saves to is PHX. And the scan and cut will read that PHX format. So it's a very cool little feature to be able to do that. Poor Jackie. Do you have a cat on your keyboard? I don't know what you're asking, sweetie. She keeps telling me over and over and over. I don't know, darling. I'm sorry. If anybody could help her, I'd appreciate it. So, okay. Becky, for the table for your Avenir, the flexi spot is fine. The Husky, either one of them will work. Work whatever works with your budget. Okay. And whatever you like. So I will be needing two. So am I going to use two layers of no-show mesh? Yes. And it was Lori who wrote to me and told me, put one on this way and put one on this way. So cross them in the hoop. That's what I'm going to be doing. 2 layers of no-show mesh, one vertical, one horizontal. And that will give you the stability that you need so you don't have to use the tearaway in the design. It's the tearaway. Okay, I'm going to get this now that she's written it out, taken a minute to write it out, because you wanted to know you had a scan and cut that's going to be given to you and it's 7 years old. Is it still going to work with what you're doing now? Yes. Yes. So I answered you back, Jackie. I answered your email and hit send. I know I did. Did I get Spanky fixed? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So if you have an older scan and cut, it will work just fine. Here's the deal with older scan and cuts, pre-loved scan and cuts, all right? If it is a CM model, which is the one with the clear cover, all right? Because Jackie, you said you didn't know which model number it was. So she didn't know if it was a CM or a DX. So the CM models, if it had been registered with wireless, if the wireless activation code was activated for that CM model, you as the second owner cannot use the wireless feature on that. You'd have to purchase a wireless activation card in order to get it to work for you as the new owner. They don't make those wireless activation cards any longer for CM models. If you can find one at a dealership, grab it, but they don't make them anymore. Okay. So Stacy, I'll be doing Autumn Love on both the single needle and the multi needle. Yeah. I'm going to do both. So both of y'all can see. Okay. Now, if you have the DX model, if you're a dealer and you know, let me know. Okay. But the DX model, I believe you do not need a new wireless activation card for a second owner. I don't think that you do. However, the first owner has to go in and deactivate that machine on their account, on the brother account, in order for a new owner to be able to use it. Because I don't see wireless activation cards for the DX models out on brother's site. I don't know for sure. Okay. Now, and if you can't use the wireless feature, that's not a deal breaker. You just have to transfer everything with USB. That's it. Okay. It's not a deal breaker. My finished Autumn Love will be the wall hanging, which is going to be 37.5 by 42.5. Okay. The last day to purchase the USB or the fabric kits at Two Chicks is Wednesday, May 21st. That's it. No more sales of those kits. There's also a couple more kits on there for Merry Christmas. She has 2 or 3 of those left where you can follow along on that video if you want to snap-applique something. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you've got a CM model, get it out. Use it. Go ahead. You have your sister's CM model and just use it under her activation. That's fine. If you have the user ID and password thing, that's fine. You know, if she passed away, why not? Okay. Awesome, Alda. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that. So what sewing machines will you use on the cruise? Pam, I believe you're using the Janome 550Es. We'll be using the Janomes again. So, you're waiting for your back order of your scan and cut to show up, Nita. Oh, I hope it does. I hope it comes up. Is there a discount on the Autumn Love USB? So Sandy, the only way to get a discount on the Autumn Love USB is if you're a brand new customer to Two Chicks Quilting. They offer a 10% discount on your first purchase. So that's the only way that I know to get a discount. I didn't get a discount. I paid $100 for this up in Indiana. And y'all, it seems like it's a lot. I get it. But look at all of the embroidery designs that are in here. It's not just one. There's over a dozen. embroidery designs that are in here. So there's a lot, all right, of stuff that you're going to get on this USB. Also, somebody had asked if the USB has the cut files on it. It does not. It does not. It has instructions and it has embroidery designs, and that's it. So yesterday when I mentioned, I was showing you guys, do I have that still hooped? No. When I was showing you guys how sometimes you can take an embroidery design straight to the scan and cut on the USB, right? You can take it straight there and you can create cut files from that shape. You cannot do this with this particular one. I don't know why. You cannot do that. You have to go in, either use software like in Brilliance Essentials, which is what I will be using. You can then identify the applique position stitches and create SVG files out of those to send to the scan and cut, or you have to pull it up in your embroidery machine and go through the thread palette and tell it which color stop is the cut file, and then save that PHX file and take that to the scan and cut. I know that's clear as mud, and I'm sorry, but that's how it goes. Yeah. So y'all, oh, your scanner doesn't work on there? Oh no. Yeah. Will scan and cut CM350 work with what you do? Yes, Crystal. Yeah. All y'all with CM models, they work. Absolutely, they will work. All scan and cuts, CM and DX, they all scan and cut the same. Every one of them. Let me show you guys. Oh, also, somebody sent me an email saying that I did not have my stop in Op Alabama on the education travel tab. I put it on there. And other than Brother, what is a comparable embroidery machine to what, Michelle? What do you mean comparable? Comparable to what? So Brother and Baby Lock made in the same factory. Okay. Here we go. Donna. Let me see here. Trying to get this to show up. Your Janome requires a USB be initialized in the machine before loading files. Will the USB be able to go in my Janome? Yeah, it should. I would think. Yeah. Will 2 Chicks have background fabric in the kit? Yes, they certainly will. They've got that fabric. I have that fabric. What do I do with it? This background fabric right here. This is the background fabric for Autumn Love. Okay. You can make, so Kim says you can make cut files with Stitch Artist 3. You can make cut files with Brilliance Essentials. Stitch Artist is not required for cut files. Yeah, you can do it with just Essentials. So if you don't have Stitch Artist 3, that's okay. You don't have to have that. Okay. Let's see. All righty. Can I show you which scanner paper for scan and cut? You guess you bought the wrong one. Scanner paper, Donna? I don't use paper for the scan and cut. I'm not a paper crafter. I'm a vinyl crafter. Yeah, a vinyl crafter. That's a lie. I'm a fabric crafter. What was I thinking? Sue says, if you're just getting into embroidery, do yourself a favor and go with Brother. I agree, Sue. Brother has the best bang for the buck. It really does. And then Brother also does a lot with other things like the print moda. They do things like with the scan and cut for the My Connection feature, so you can wirelessly transfer those things back and forth. That's going to be on that video that I show you on Monday. Will you need essentials with the new video? No. No, the video that's coming out on Monday, Gloria, is a way for you to be able to transfer cut files. I'm going to show you how to go through your color stops, find the applique position spot where that color stop is, identify it as, I want this, I want my shapes to fit these stitches, and send that to the Scan and Cut. Okay. Aw, Sonia, she lost her brother dealer. Bummer. That stinks. Yeah. Good. Practice on your Bernina. Sure. And that's the beauty of that. You're going to be able, now if you don't have a brother or baby lock and you want to pre-cut your shapes for our sew along with this, our embroider along, you're going to need to have some sort of software to identify that. Unless your software can identify it, I don't know. If you're playing with Bernina software, I don't know. Okay, because I'm not savvy with that software. Where are we at? We got 25 minutes. So I think I'm just going to do some sewing. Show you your scanner mat. Oh, the scanner mat. So, let me show you guys the scanner. So the scanner mat is white. It has a black bar at the bottom, and it's got a clear flap on it. If you've got the CM model, you got to be careful which one you get. If it's got dots across the top, circular dots, I think that's for the CM model. If it has square across the top, that's for the DX, because that's what it reads. Let me show you. I don't have a CM model mat with me. Hold on. Let me get it out of my cabinet over here. Let's see. Where's my scanner mat? I have the 24-incher handy right here. Right. Okay. So if you have, let me make sure, because you guys, the mats are not interchangeable. Okay. They are not interchangeable. See, these are squares. See how they're squares across the top? The arrow tells you which way you feed it into the machine, and then those are squares. So if yours has circular dots across the top, that mat is for a CM model Scan and Cut. If you have squares, okay, you bought the wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, it'll be hard to send it back. They're hard. Difficult. Yeah. Okie dokie. I'm sorry. I love this. This has been sitting around in your room waiting for you to use it. You bought it from a thrift store and it works. And I opened a new rabbit hole for you. Yay. Good for you. That's awesome. Those are hard to find. Hard to find. Yeah, if you cut your mat, put duct tape on the back, it'll be all right. The thing with the CM models, you've got to do some depth test cutting on those, okay? Be careful. You got to do that. I think that's all I had to talk to you guys about. So I'm going to sew. You guys can watch me sew if you want. You think you read on one of the groups there is an older CM model and you're unable to get refills like mats. Marlene, I'm not sure about that. I had a CM model. I had the CM 650. And I sold it to a lady not too far from me here. Let's see. Working with Scan and Cuts is something, y'all. Let me turn this on. Okay. And get that pointed correctly down there. There we go. Oh my gosh. There are many CM things on Amazon. Be very, very careful. Okay. Be very, very careful on that. You got to make sure. So on your mats, when y'all go to buy them, oh, this is my 12-inch mat. When y'all go to buy them, look at the bottom of the mat. Somewhere in the code at the bottom, it'll say DX if it's for the DX model. That's how you know. Okay? That's how you know. That'll tell you if you're looking for a new mat. Yes, you can get them. Your oldest grandson, let's see. Oh, I see. You want to put both U emblems on a quilt and you want to cut them out. Michelle, the easiest way to do that, I would think the easiest way to do that would be to just use a font in Brother Canvas or use a font that's in the machine and bring it onto the mat and cut out the fabric. Put some heat and bond on the back of it. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness, y'all. Questions. Lots of questions. I have a video, Scrapping Like a Lady. I have a video on how to save embroidery designs from a USB. How do you save them to your Luminaire? You just pop the USB into the Luminaire, okay? Bring up the design on the screen and then hit the memory button and then hit the machine so you can save it into the machine. I wouldn't save it into the machine. Or should you try to embroider them on a quilt? I'd embroider them. So, Michelle, are you using Pro Stitcher? Quilting by Harriet knows how to do that. She's figured that out, how to bring in an embroidery design and stitch it on a quilt using Pro Stitcher. Yeah, it's there. You didn't know if it was going to be there permanently. It will. There is the ability for you to go into, when you pull up the memory in the Luminaire, and it's got like a little tile at the bottom. You can tap that and then tap all the ones you don't want and delete them because you'll load up that memory on the machine. It's not that big. It's not that big. Okay. I'm going to be stitching these. I need to do some more Ohio Stars. Okay. I need my glasses. I got to see what I'm doing. Okay, you guys got this going on. Y'all give the video a thumbs up. Those of you, a lot of people pull this up when they're in their sewing rooms just so they can watch what's going on. That was a lot of fun, cutting out the shape from the scan and cut in the scan and cut using my connection. That was neat. I enjoy learning stuff like that. Please make a video on how to do that. Haha, Harriet. Now you're going to have to tell them how. That's funny. She's probably saying, thanks, Becky. Appreciate that so much. Let's see here. I need a marker. Let me see. No movement on the pool at all. We haven't had anybody work on that in a week, over a week. Keith is not happy. Oh, Keith installed those drop-down steps on his Bronco yesterday, so he's very happy about that. Got them working. He's all happy. They work independently of each other too, so that's neat. It only drops down on the side of the person who's getting in. So, will the walking foot, what, Barbara? You hit enter too soon, my friend. I don't know what you're asking. For Autumn Love, will you still need to back the shapes? Yes, Sandy, the shapes have to be backed. You have to put a substrate on the back of the fabric. Otherwise, it'll shred terribly. It won't cut right. I'm looking forward to getting in on that and getting started. I'm so excited about that. I want to do it now, but y'all will be mad at me. Okay. Yeah, you guys, if you're looking at machines, Brother and Baby Lock, and you're at a dealer or whatever, please support your dealers, you guys. Check comparable. There are tables and charts out on the internet. If you type in brother baby lock comparison chart, there's a chart out there that you can look and see the comparable models. So like baby lock gives theirs a name and brother gives theirs a number, but they're identical. And you can look that up and then see what the comparison model is and then buy according to your budget and your dealer preference. That's really the best way to do that. Am I going to finish the quilt behind me? Yeah, Becky, I am. Absolutely. That one, Brightly Sampler. Oh, yeah. I'll finish it. No problem. I'll get it done. I don't know when. Can you ask why I use the ruler to mark my squares if you have tape on the bed of my machine? So, Cindy, I'm using the Creative Grids. This is a 1/4-inch seam guide. And I really like this because I'll show you. They want you to mark a line down the middle, okay, diagonally, and then to sew a 1/4 inch away on each side. I don't like that method. To me, that's real subjective because you get to guess where your 1/4 inch is. When you use that 1/4 inch seam guide, you know exactly where your sewing line is because you marked it. And then I sew just inside of it. See that? I sew just inside of that. Why do you do that? Because it leaves me enough fabric to be able to cut this down to the 2.5-inch square I need it to be. Is it 2.5 or 2? It's 2.5. Yeah. With room to spare, and my blocks turn out absolutely perfect. The points are perfect on that. So that's why I do that. So I can cut this now in between my 2 stitch lines, a little bit shy of a 1/4 inch seam, which is fine, no big deal. And now when I open it up, I've got lots of landscape to continue making these Ohio stars. Okay. Yeah, the ruler is fantastic. To be able to do that, the 1/4 inch seam guide, whenever the instructions on a quilt tell me to mark a corner diagonal, corner to corner, mark it, and sew a 1/4 inch on either side, I always don't do that and do this method instead. And you're going to get a much better result. You'll get a much better result. Yep. Okay. All right. You just ordered your mesh for Autumn Love. Good for you. This, brother, is the PQ 1500 SL. The new model that's out is the 1600. Somebody emailed me a picture. They got the brother 1600 at a closing Joann's for $375. What a deal. They had tried to get it last week for she wanted a discount from the $600 price, and they said no. They knocked it down to $375 this week. Am I going to finish the Sew Sampler Sew Along Lives? I already did, Hope. We finished the last block a week and a half ago. I was going to do the video on finishing and all that, but I don't have time to get that one done. Yeah. I was going to get it all put together and everything. Jenny Lynn says, my husband's bothering me. Doesn't he know I'm busy? I love that. All right. So I'll show you this. So now I've got this extra landscape inside. Oh, I ironed this the wrong way. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So Carol likes using the seam light guide on your machine. Yeah, and watch that. Yeah, that's awesome. Those are great features if you have them. This machine doesn't have anything like that. Get this smush the other direction. I pressed it the wrong way. Oh. Why do I have an 8:50 alarm? Thank you, Jackie, for your sticker. You're very thoughtful, sweetheart. Why do I have an 8:50 alarm go off? What is that about? I'm missing something, I'm sure. I have no events today. Do I have a reminder? I don't know why my alarm just went off. It'll come to me when I miss whatever it is I need to be doing. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh, yesterday too, I spent an enormous, we've got so many different calendars here. So I finally broke down, because I keep my stuff on my Outlook calendar because I pay for Office 365 and I'm used to that calendar from being in the military, right? Working for the federal government. That's what we all use is Outlook. So I've been using that calendar for years, but Keith doesn't use that calendar. And so I tried putting it on a Google calendar. I don't know why. And getting Google to talk to back and forth and share calendars. And that was a mess. That was a disaster. So I finally broke down yesterday. Oh, Connie, we got a question. Okay. The Autumn Love pattern has a finish size at 74 by 84. That sounds like the sewing pattern. This is the embroidery pattern. No, I will not be showing that. I don't have the sewing pattern. I don't have the quilted version. I have the embroidery version. So no, ma'am. Yeah, they get confused. I know. Oh, so Sampler's your first quilt? Oh, you mean this one, Hope? You're not sure what to do next? Oh, I see. I get it. Oh, I got 5 minutes. We'll work on it right now. Why not? So you need to put all your blocks together. You're going to cut your strips for your sashing. Okay. And then what I do, I'm sorry. I assume most people know how to do that. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay. Now you just grab a block and start. Make sure if it's directional fabric, make sure it's straight and sew a piece of sashing to the edge of that. And make sure I've got white on white in the right orientation here. I got lots of stuff to stitch. You're welcome, Hope. Yeah, so I went ahead and I've got all of our travel plans with addresses on the phone in the iCalendar now. The iCalendar on the phone, that's the one I'm going to use all the time for everything. I'm going to migrate everything over from my Outlook calendar to my iPhone calendar, and then I shared it with my husband. Created a family calendar just for he and I. And that way, when he knows where we're going to be when. Okay. So you want to go through and put sashing just like it shows in the pattern in all the same spots where it shows on the pattern. So that's all you have to do for that. All right. So get your sashing strips sewn on. Okay. Then, once you get these all done, you also need a sashing strip. Let me stand up here. My dryer just went off. Y'all, I've already done 2 loads of laundry this morning and the dishes and took a shower and washed my hair. I've been busy. Crazy. All right. So then what you have to do, these are called cornerstones, these little colored pieces in between your sashing. Okay, you have to make your sashing strips just like they show in the pattern. All right. And then what I do is I go through here and I'm going to sew this on from the other end. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So they should match up just fine. My glasses. So the trick to getting these right, okay, get your ends just straight. Straighten that up, pin it on. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to nest the cornerstones with the sashing strip. Just follow what the pattern tells you. That's all you got to do. Once you get those blocks all made, sashing, I find sashing so tedious. Oh my goodness. How can the USB pre-order from Two Chicks quilt be sold out? It's a pre-order. It should not be sold out. She added another 50 on there. It should not be sold out. Riley Blake promised they will make as many as we need. Okay. Riley Blake promised that. When I create an SVG file on the Luminaire, do I increase the size at all? No. Marilyn, all I'm doing on the Luminaire, I'm not creating an SVG file. All I'm doing is identifying which of the color stops is going to be the cut file. Okay. And then when you take it to the scan and cut, you don't want to fiddle with the size at all. Don't inflate, do anything. You don't want to do that. Otherwise it won't fit. No. Yeah, if you increase the size, you're going to end up trimming and you don't want to do that. Right? You guys are so nice to each other. I love it. It says sold out. I'll take care of it, Debbie. I'll text her. Yeah, I'll text her. We were on the phone yesterday. She was calling me, or maybe it was Saturday, and she was calling me. She's like, what do I need to take on a cruise? I've never been on a cruise. Okay, so I've pinned together all of my sashing cornerstones with the sashing block that's in between the blocks. And now I'm just going to sew this on. Okay. You're welcome, Marilyn. Yeah, you don't want to fiddle with the size. You're committed, okay? You're committed. The embroidery pattern has determined the size. You'll love that video I'm going to show you on Monday. I wanted to make some videos for you guys to watch while I was on a cruise, on those cruises. I'm gone for 2 weeks on Friday. I'm going to miss my Frito for sure. You might lose a little weight. Thumb under, fingers on top. That keeps the bottom from being pulled through faster than the top. And then on your border strips, you want to cut your border strips to the exact size, okay? Don't cut it too long and then hope it fits. Don't do that. Otherwise, you won't have a square quilt and your long arm will be mad at you. You always want to cut your sashing and your borders to fit. If anybody tells you different, be careful. I mean, it might work for you, but see how I'm not stitching over my pins? Okay. How much Bro Thread no-show mesh? I think they've got a 25-yard roll and a 50-yard roll. Get the biggest one because you will continue to use that throughout your embroidery journey. So it's better to have too much than not enough. It's not that expensive, y'all. And you guys don't take my word for it. Please do a shrink test on that stuff. Please do that, okay? I don't want it shrinking on y'all and then you yelling at me, but it didn't shrink in my test with you guys. It says on there, purchased 4 times because I've bought it so much. That was my 1-minute warning or 2-minute warning. We're going to be done. Why did I have an alarm at 8:50 on Mondays? Oh, I know why. I need to cancel that. That was to tell me to get ready for Brightly Sampler, but we're done with that. Okay. And this is why you want a design wall too, so that you can put it up there and take a look at it. Okie dokie. And here we go. Yep. See, getting those cornerstones stitched in the sashing to the quilt. Yep. Perfect. All right. All right, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. I enjoyed spending my morning with you. I hope you enjoyed spending yours with me. So be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe so we can spend more time together, and hit that little bell for notifications. I look forward to seeing you again in the morning. I've got so much going on. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to sew. We'll talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye.